Hello everyone, today we are going to look at a gouache palette I created in the past 2 weeks. So I took all of my gouaches, or most of them, put them in the palette, and also mixed some new colors, more pastel colors that I need for my work. So let's start swatching them. Our first color will be a lemon yellow. I will just wet the paints. So it's a Winsor & Newton PY3. Next one is cadmium lemon yellow of Shinhan PY35. Very beautiful and bright opaque yellow. Next is permanent yellow of Shinhan. It's PY74. Supposed to be a mid-tone yellow. Yeah, it is a mid-tone yellow. Next, one moment. Next is Indian yellow from Schminka PY153. It's a color that I wanted to try for a long time, and when I bought it I fell in love with it. I think it's an amazing yellow. It's kind of a gamboge yellow. I know that this pigment is discontinued, and I'm very happy I have this tube. I use it quite a lot. Next is PY65. It's some kind of Hansa yellow dip. I don't remember the commercial name, but it's from Winsor & Newton. It's a beautiful color. I also like this color in watercolors. I think it's great. Now let's move to the oranges and the red. First one is a brilliant orange of Shinhan. I don't remember the pigment code. I think it's PO13. It's very beautiful orange. I really like it. And it creates a really beautiful pastel colors, and when mixed with white. Next is another color of Shinhan. We'll see in a minute. It's a 2-pigment color. It's this orange and Power Red PR 254. So let's look at it. So this orange is pure 13, and this red is Scarlet Red, PR 112, PR 254. Next is Shinhan Quinacridone Red. It's actually a pyrrole red. It's made of PR 254. I think for Pearl Red it's quite cool toned. But I think also that many of the Pearl Reds that I saw are mid-tone reds and not very warm. I know that many people use them as warm reds, but I like to use them as mid-tone reds. So next is Shinhan Carmine. I think it's PR 14 or PR 17. Let's look. PR 17. It's a very beautiful color and it creates beautiful mixes. I really like it. I'm not sure about its lightfastness. I didn't do a lightfast test. But yeah, I like it a lot. Next is Holbein's Queen Magenta PR 122. It's very bright and it's not a color that I use a lot. I mostly mix it with other colors. Next is a pastel color I created. I think it was with this orange or this red with a white, but I'm not so sure, or maybe no, it was with this orange and a bit of Delft blue of Schminka that we'll see later on, because I wanted it to be a little bit bluer. It's between shell pink and pale pink of Holbein acrylic gouache. That was my inspiration for it. Next is Ultramarine Violet of Shinhan. It's a beautiful violet, but it looks more like a manganese violet than ultramarine violet. It's PV 15. It's of course granulating. Next is another color that is mixed. I don't remember if it's a Delft blue that is mixed with white, or a combination of other colors. But yeah, I really like it. Sorry, I was off camera. Okay, let's continue. Next color is Delft blue with some white. Delft blue of Schminka PB60. I like this color a lot. It's very beautiful. If you hear noise in the background, it's Putski and Putsku, so I'm sorry. Next is the real Delft Blue PB60. A very beautiful color. I also love it in watercolors. A deep warm blue. Next is ultramarine deep from Shinhan. I need to add some more water, I think. Oh, sorry. So I also love ultramarines in watercolors. PB29, of course. Next, I think it's a primary cyan. We'll know in a minute. Yeah. It's Holbein primary cyan. PB15. Cool blue, of course. This one is Schminka Helio Turquoise. I also have it in watercolors, and I love this color. And sometimes I use it as a cyan. It's a very beautiful turquoise. PB16. Next is cobalt turquoise. PB36 or PB28. We'll see in a minute. So it's a Shinhan one. It's opaque and beautiful, and also opaque in mixes. Because these colors are in half pans, they are less opaque than in reality, but still they're very beautiful. So let's look at color names. So this color is cobalt turquoise PB28. Next color is dark green. It's made of PG7, PB15 column 3, and PBK9. So let's continue. Next is shadow green pale. I have here some Putski that is climbing on me, and it's really hard to swatch this way. It's PG17, PBK11, and PW18. And I will try to push it back. Next color is the Phthalo Green Blue shade PG7 of Van Gogh. I bought it mostly for mixing. It's quite an opaque and beautiful PG7. I think it's a great one. Next, I don't remember if it's Terra Verte or Moss Green. I think it's a Terra Verte. Yeah. Of Shinhan. It is made of PY74 and PY74 and PBR6. Next is Moss Green of Shinhan, made of PY3 and PBR6. So let's look at it. I think, I'm not sure, we'll know in a minute. No, I am mistaken. I think that I was mistaken. I will say it again. This one is PG17 of Schminka, chromium green oxide, and this is Terra Verte, the one that I'm swatching now. Very beautiful color of Shinhan. Again, it's PY74 PBR6. And now I will swatch Moss Green PY3 PBR6. The next is a pastel green that I mixed. I like it a lot. It's kind of a lime green. I really like it. I think I will now swatch a few the whites, maybe. So I have here 4 whites. Two of them of Schminka. And also 2 of them of Shinhan. From Shinhan I have both the primary white and the permanent white. And even though the primary white is more maybe opaque, I like better the permanent white. They are both made of PW6, but the permanent white is warmer, and I don't know, I prefer it this way. And you can see the difference. This is the primary one, this is the permanent one. Next is another color that I mixed, the pastel green. I love it. Reminds me a bit of misty green, even if they're not the same. Or a very light cobalt green pale. This is really a misty green, actually. Another one that I mixed, or it looks like misty green, and I love it. Really, really love it. Here is a more yellowish one that I mixed. And here is a color that I don't know why I didn't pre-mix it before. It's kind of a mustard green that I created from PG17 of Winsor & Newton, the chromium green oxide of Winsor & Newton, Indian yellow of Schminka, and I think PY3 of Winsor & Newton. And yeah, I really, really love it. I love mustards, and this one I love in particular. Okay, so this is another green that I mixed. As you can see, it's quite granulating, and it's beautiful. I don't remember what I put inside. I think maybe a bit of PBR24 Raw Sienna with the green. Yeah, but I really, really like it. Next is another one that I pre-mixed and that I love. Moment. I wanted some kind of juniper green, something like the pencil of Faber-Castell. So I created this nice dark juniper green. And something darker, closer to a pine. But it's not a pine. Actually, this one I wanted to be close to Jadeite Genuine of Daniel Smith in watercolors, and that's why I created this one. So now let's move to the more skin tones, earth tones. So this is a mix I mixed myself, called it some kind of an ivory white. Mix it from a combination of watercolors and gouache. It is with PY53 of Daniel Smith watercolor and PY42, I think it was Winsor & Newton one, and PW6. Next is some kind of earth tones of Naples yellow. I think I mixed it from PBR 24 for sure, and of Schminka, I think, or Winsor & Newton. And the white, I don't remember if I put something else in it, and you can see it's quite opaque. It's more like a flesh color or a June Brilliant color or apricot color. I don't like to use the word flesh here because there are so many kinds of flesh colors. So I prefer to call it an apricot. Okay, this is the famous PBR 24 that I love a lot. It's the Schminka one. I also love this color in watercolors. It creates really beautiful mixes, and yeah, I love it. This is yellow ochre. I think it's the Winsor & Newton one, but I'm not sure if it's the Winsor & Newton or Van Gogh. I'm not so sure. It's a very beautiful yellow ochre. Let's see if I can take it out. No, I cannot. It's too wet. Never mind. But it's all Winsor & Newton or Van Gogh. I know that I like the Van Gogh more, so maybe it's a Van Gogh one, but I'm not so sure. Next is Rose Sienna from Shinhan Y119, and it rewets really beautifully actually, even if it's a hard pigment. It's separated from in the tube when I first swatched it after I bought it, and afterwards it didn't when I used it again. So this one I'm not sure. I think it's all the light red oxide of Van Gogh, or the Winsor & Newton burnt sienna, but I think it's the light oxide red. Can also be a Venetian red of Winsor & Newton. I don't remember, I'm sorry. We'll wet all these half pans. I forgot to wet them. So what you saw till now with the earthstone are not wetted pans, and still they worked really well, I must confess. Let's move it a little bit so you'll see better. Let's see what is next one, and again I'm not sure, but it's very beautiful. Maybe this one. I think this was the red light of Van Gogh, and this one is the Venetian red. I will put another layer of the Van Gogh one, a bit of it anyway. Next I think is the Winsor & Newton burnt sienna. Yeah, it looks like it. It's quite orangish. This one I think is the Schminka, yeah. It's the Schminka Venetian red, I think, or Indian red. I think it's an Indian red. It's very beautiful. I really love this color. Next, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, it's a Van Gogh Burnt Sienna. It's a PR101. It's very beautiful. Let's clean what I did here. Okay. Next is Perlin Maroon from Winsor & Newton. Gouache. It's a less super color, I think. But nonetheless, I love it. Usually not a person of Perlin Maroon. But this one is very beautiful. Next one is a Burnt Umber of Shinhan PR101. And yeah, I really like this Burnt Umber. And the last in this row is a sepia of Shinhan PBR8. I love this sepia, I think it's beautiful. It's a great color. Next is the ivory white that I created. I put it with less PW6. So again, it's PY53, Y42, and I will try to remember, and PW6. One moment. Next is a brown I created. I think it was maybe with the Van Gogh Burnt Sienna maybe, and a pyrrole red. And the inspiration for it and a bit of PW6. The inspiration for it was Turner Japanese paint red brown, which I love, of course. I think I will do a video about my whole collection of acrylic gouache, both Holbein and Turner. And yeah, I really love all of them and work with them quite a lot. Okay, let's continue. So this one is a combination of also some colors. I don't remember what I put in. I think I put a bit of the sepia and this red or orange, the scarlet red with some white in it, or the brilliant orange with some white. I don't remember. Yeah, but I really like it. Next is another mix that I don't remember what I put in. It may be, I think maybe it's something with the red or the orange with the white, scarlet red, or the orange, brilliant orange with white, but I don't remember. This is some kind of June Brillante I created with sepia and the orange and the white, and maybe another color, again I don't remember. I think it was also with PY42. Next is a combination of watercolors and gouache. I took the buff titanium of Daniel Smith PW6 column 1 and mixed it with white, schminke white I think. And here is the gray titanium of Daniel Smith in combination again with the white. And yeah, I really love these combinations. This is the neutral gray, the darkest neutral gray of Holbein. It's very beautiful, I really love it. And this is ash blue. It's a color I love in all mediums. It's from Holbein, and of course I use it a lot, and use it a lot also in combination with these grays. Next is ash blue with some white. Didn't pre-wet them. And yeah, I like this combination. Next is the PB66, the indigo of Shinhan. It's a very beautiful color. I love it. Try to clean it. It's a synthetic indigo. And I don't think it's light fast, even though they rate it as light fastness 2. We clean it again and then put it again. So we'll wait with this one. But it's a very beautiful color, so I decided to use it anyway, maybe more in a sketchbook, but yeah, I love it. The next one is Jet Black from Shinhan. I think it's the primary or permanent black from them. Very beautiful black, I love it. It's a blue toned black, cool black, and yeah, I really like it. And then the primary black, I think from Winsor & Newton. I think it's a BK7. I will see in a minute. And it's a warmer tone black. So this is the primary black PBK 1 of Shinhan, and this is a lamp black. Try to see the code number, and I don't find it. I don't know. PBK7, yeah. So let's put more of the indigo again. You can see how beautiful this color is. We'll wait for them to dry and then I will show them to you. So these are the swatches. They're not all dried because something fell on them when they were wet, and they mixed it with each other, so I had to do some to do another layer on some of them. But yeah, these are the colors. I'm very happy with them. They're very beautiful, and I think it will be a great travel palette for me. I created this palette so I can take it with me to a cafe and just paint some buildings or things I see in the cafe. So that's all for today. Have a wonderful time and happy painting. Bye.